Welcome to East Coast Hour, the ultimate destination for discovering the hottest musical talents from the East Coast. As the only East Coast music video channel in North America, I'm here to bring you the best in music, entertainment news, exclusive artist interviews, and exciting opportunities to win amazing prizes and packages from our loyal supporters. So, sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the vibrant sounds of the East Coast. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode's link with your friends and followers. Let's spread the love for East Coast music together. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Here's a brand new video to East Coast Hour. It's from La Famille Leblanc. It's Sognéville on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
C'est une boîte de fer blanc, le gouvernail du bâtiment, c'est la queue d'un cheval blanc. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement. Le beau prix du bâtiment, c'est la trompe d'un éléphant. Les trois mâts du bâtiment sont des cotons d'Arc Saint-Jean. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement. Les trois voiles du bâtiment sont des peaux de vieilles juments. Le pavillon du bâtiment, c'est la chemise d'un gros marchand. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement. Les bâtiments sont des tripes de gros harengs. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement. Capitaine du bâtiment, c'est un bœuf au front tout blanc. Cuisinier du bâtiment, c'est une vache de 30 ans. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement. Du bâtiment sont de jeunes veaux du printemps, et tous ceux qui vont dedans sont tous de vrais innocents. L'équipage du bâtiment sont de jeunes veaux du printemps, et tous ceux qui vont dedans sont tous de vrais innocents. Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement, 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 Guillon la brunette, Guillon la gaiement.
That was La Famille Leblanc with Sognéville on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. I found this group on Instagram, I believe it was. They're an Acadian Celtic music group from Bathurst, New Brunswick. You can find them on Facebook to kind of follow along on what they're up to. They're performing throughout Quebec and France this summer before they'll return to New Brunswick in August for the Caracat Acadian Festival. So check them out, La Famille Leblanc. Welcome to East Coast Hour, episode number 12 of Season 2. I've got you an amazing lineup of brand new music videos that are coming your way in this hour, many of them making their debut right here on the channel. From fresh faces to familiar sounds, you won't want to miss a single frame. Plus, I've got a very special treat for you this week, our Viewers' Pick of the Week. I'll also be sharing some exciting upcoming events you definitely want to check out, so make sure you're tuned in. As always, don't forget to share the link to this episode with your family, friends, and followers. The more you spread the love, the more support we can show these amazing artists who pour their hearts into creating their music and their videos. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Your new favorite artist might be waiting for you right here. Be sure to subscribe and watch the full episode. You won't regret it. Let's dive in. Here's Jamie Fontaine with a performance live at the Basement on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Y'all sang Long Live Cool. Started strumming the chords, and before I knew it, I was singing along. Had a quick left hand, so I started a band. And damn man, we were gone. Yeah, they all secured a real job. Man, I just flipped them off and ooh, yeah. Long live cool. First time I heard Whitney on the speaker was in the back of that 4x4.
That was Jamie Fontaine from The Basement on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Jamie is an emerging Canadian country artist with a passion for storytelling and bridging the gap between traditional country roots and some modern influences of country. He was born and raised in Cape Breton, and you can find him at the concerts at Big Bell Farm in Mabu coming up on July 4th, along with Garrick Mason. He'll also be appearing at the Cavendish Beach Music Festival in Cavendish, PEI. That's on July 11th. You can visit his website, www.jamiefontainemusic.com. Now our next music video comes from a Halifax-based singer-songwriter who just returned to Nova Scotia from a spell in BC. He released The Motions back in March to a sold-out release show at the Carlton in Halifax. Live from the Chicken Coop, here's Matt Hughes with South Facing Dumpster on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Andrew, you gonna be comfy there?
I think so.
And then
It's
Mary.
not that comfortable.
Mary, do you think you could sit over here or on the couch?
Alright.
We just need to be a little further away.
And then
Yeah,
it's
you-
right here by brother.
Yep.
Here. Brother.
Everyone comfy?
Yeah.
Get as far outside the city as you can. Take a photo, then go right back home again. Keep the skyline in your sight the whole time. Tell yourself you're coming back with some new wisdom, make it rhyme. Be single for the summer, who cares about the fall? Stop trying to learn to fly and teach yourself to crawl. We'll take the long way if it makes you feel alive. You know it isn't quicker, but you just like the drive. You just like the drive, and maybe that's alright. Well, maybe that's alright. 'Cause today's just a south-facing dumpster out sitting in the sun. Well, hot garbage in a box, it's no fun. When things aren't going your way, it's just a dumpster on a hot day. It's just a dumpster on a hot day. Go to the bar, see some people that you know. Shake some hands, meet some people that you don't. Or sit for hours hunched over a piano. Forget the words, just go do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, send a dead letter, get dealt a dead hand. You had a head start, but it's not going as planned. Man, it's your deal and you know you're getting skunked. Well, 19 in your hand, yeah, you know you're done. Yeah, you know you're done. We'll play your hand till the game is won. And never break up or run. 'Cause today's just a south-facing dumpster out sitting in the sun. Well, hot garbage in a box is no fun. When things aren't going your way, it's just a dumpster on a hot day. It's just a dumpster on a hot day.
Hi, this is Serena Wu, and I just wanted to say it's amazing that Chuck Boudreau invited me to this because as a young artist from Nova Scotia, it's kind of hard sometimes to get your music heard. So the fact that to be on this channel is really cool. And this is an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Your love is gonna last, but you keep forgetting about our past. Oh yeah, you and me got a story, but it's nothing compared to you and me. So many left you when you're lonely. So come crying back to me, yeah, told you that it's not gonna work out, but you didn't listen, look where you are now. Now we left you and you don't look sorry. So come crying back to me, yeah, told you all you're gonna do is fight. Now you're dragging me and staying up all night. Now your issues are somehow affecting me. So don't come crying back to me. You will be just fine, but you are wasting your good old time. Oh yeah, you and me got a story, but I know you'll be crying back to me. So many left you when you're lonely. Don't come crying back to me. Yeah, I told you that it's not gonna work out, but you didn't listen. Look where you are now. Now you left you and you don't look sorry. So come crying back to me. Yeah, I told you all you're gonna do is fight. Now you're dragging me and staying up all night. Now your issues are somehow affecting me. So don't come crying back to me. Oh no, don't come crying back to me.
That was Evan Cooper and Don't Come Crying Back to Me. On East Coast Hour, I'm Chuck Boudreau. Evan is a 14-year-old singer-songwriter from Fredericton, New Brunswick. He's been writing since he's been 9 years old, and he was a top performer in the 2024 New Brunswick Talent Competition that took place in St. Andrews, New Brunswick. And he made his debut at the 2024 Harvest Music Festival. You can find him on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Look him up at Evan Cooper 731. This summer's a busy time for musical artists across the East Coast, and one of those events is the 2025 Stanfest. Here's your preview.
I'm flabbergasted by the talent. I can never believe, even acts that I've heard over and over again, jaw-dropping every time.
This is my first time at Stanfest, and I'm super excited to be here. I haven't been in this territory, but I've been around Cape Breton and Nova Scotia probably 3 times in the past few years, so it's really beautiful.
You're going to feel welcome. You're going to be exposed to some of the best songwriters in the country.
What really sets Standfest apart is the way that the festival's put together. You have musicians from all over the world. You have amazing local musicians, but you also have people coming from all different walks of life, the different types of music, whether you're into jazz or folk music or rock music, Celtic music, indigenous music. They really have something for everybody, and that eclectic mix is really what makes it special.
Standfest, of course, being a music festival, there's always amazing music, but often when you follow your ears and you're wandering through the campground or late at night, you hear these musical performances of people who you've never heard of before, but are truly world-class in their own way. Some of those sing-alongs, some of those little jams are some of my absolute favorite musical moments from the last 10 years.
Every songwriter should be here.
Acoustically intoxicating.
Standfest 2025, I'll be chatting with Steve McIntyre coming up next week on the episode to get a full detail of all of the events and festivities and performers that are coming up for this year's Standfest. Well, today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Anybody who is a father or fills that fatherly role, happy Father's Day to you. In keeping with Father's Day, here is the extremely talented Dave Gunning with his latest video release from his 2022 album, The Same Storm. Here's Dave Gunning, Father's Tools, on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
He was a good man, worked hard all his life, and it dealt so many things, like wrong from right. And he taught me at his workbench what I couldn't learn in school. Now I'm in the real world with my father's tools. I can still hear the one-liners he'd repeat, always at the perfect time. He'd never miss a beat. Keep your blade sharp, son, and clear away the dust. Always measure twice before you make the cut. Level, plumb, and square, meant to stand for years and years. Straight as a rule, my father's tools, he's here, I swear. When I'm working out there, there's always something to do with my father's tools. Shirt and boots, I wear a necktie, shiny shoes and suits. And our jobs couldn't be different with a different set of rules. I use a handshake and my father's tools. Level, plumb, and square, meant to stand for years and years. Straight as a rule, my father's tools, he's here, I swear. When I'm working out there, there's always something to do with my father's tools. I look forward to the weekends just to feel them in my hands. They always help me clear my head before Monday comes again. One day I'll hand them down the best way I know. We're all just passing through this world, that's how it goes. But something that we leave behind can last a long time if we build it right upon the ground up to the sky. Level, plumb, and square, meant to stand for years and years. Straight as a rule, with my father's tools, he's here, I swear.
When I'm working out there, there's always something to do. Level plumbing square, man, staying for years and years. The street is a rule with my father's tools. Street is a rule.
On this week's East Coast Hour, featuring an artist out of St. John's, Newfoundland, who is no stranger to East Coast music, but he's just been in the area recently and doing a little bit of a tour. Welcome to the show, Adrian House.
Chuck, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Not bad at all. Now, Adrian said that you were just in the area recently doing a bit of touring around. What's some of the areas that you hit?
It was really cool. I got to go to a bunch of areas that I haven't been to before. So we started in Truro. I had been to Truro, but I'd never sort of interacted with the Francophone community there. So we had a fantastic show in Truro. Then we drove from Truro all the way to Clare, so on the French shore. And again, region I hadn't been to before, really kind of the heart of the Francophone Acadian culture in Nova Scotia. So that was fantastic. Played the bowling alley there. Which was cool. From there, we went to Bridgewater, and I've got a bunch of friends around that area. So we did a show in my friend's bookstore, Good Dog Books, which has only been open for a year. That was a really lovely evening. Then we took a couple of days off in Halifax. From there, we went to the Eastern Shore to Charlo's Cove, and then we finished up in Cheticamp.
Nice, nice. So, what was the turnout like? How were you pleased with the venues? Pleased with the audiences?
Very pleased, yeah. One thing I find about Acadians is that they're very, very welcoming. So, very similar to back home in Newfoundland. And I think Nova Scotians in general, it's probably an Atlantic Canadian thing. So I found that everywhere we went, we had a really nice welcome from Francophones and Anglophones alike. Yeah, they were all sort of pretty small venues that we played in. So, and that suits what we were doing. It's just a small tour. It's just me and my keyboardist. So I think we really shine when we're in a more intimate atmosphere. So the Truro show was at the Francophone Center, a nice small theater, and yeah, we had another like a few great artists join us at each show. So it was a really lovely atmosphere on stage, and yeah, the audience were great and really receptive.
Now, I have to admit, when you think of Newfoundland, you don't think of necessarily a francophone coming out of Newfoundland. So I'm assuming you come from a part of Newfoundland that very much francophone community.
You might assume that. However, that's actually not the case. Um, so I actually, I don't have any francophone background. I'm considered a francophile, a francophile, and in English that kind of sounds like a bad thing. But what I love about francophone cultures is that francophile is actually a really positive thing for them. So that's what I found in all French cultures, whether it's Acadian or French from France. They really love it when Anglophones learn learn their language and try their best to sing in it as well. So I just did French immersion in a solid francophone community in Newfoundland. So there's of course there's the Port au Port Peninsula, which is in the southwest of the province, which is Acadian and French, like pre-Acadian French. So that's a very francophone area. And then apart from that, we've got Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, which is part of France. So I was lucky enough to go there and play some shows in the fall. And that's full on France. I always say make the joke that it's French people who wear NHL ball caps.
We I
So,
guess we would be kind of be polar opposites in that Anglophone who has kind of learned the French language.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm an Anglophone who actually lives in an Acadian community, but I still
Right.
can't speak French.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I guess it's it's all about kind of what you grew up with, I think. I was just lucky enough that my parents put me in French immersion. So thank you very much, mom and dad, for doing that. But yeah,
Yeah.
since like getting into the communities and the culture, it's fantastic. And in St. John's are that's where I live and I'm from. Our community is really diverse, which is really neat. Like we've got people from all over the francophone world in different parts of Africa, Europe, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. So yeah, it's really
Nice.
interesting mixing pot, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Nice. So I think part of what you're doing on your mini tour that you were just on, your smaller type tour, is trying to help promote the album that you had released back in 24, I think it
Yeah.
was. Pêcheur de rêve. Is that correct?
Yes,
And
that's right.
so
That's not bad for
I
someone who
know,
said he
I
doesn't speak
know
French.
I could make it sound like I'm French, but I'm really not. But yeah, you shared the whole album with me and took a quick look and quick listen through it. And yes, all French titles, French songs that are on the album. So really, in terms of anybody who's interested in a French language album, that's definitely one to take a look at.
I think so. Yeah, it was. I'm really proud that I managed to produce this album. It was a lot of work, you know. I got the Canada Council grant to do the record in 2022. So it took me like the best part of 2 years really to completely finish the record. I had a couple of songs written before that I'd done through some songwriting workshops, and then the grant was nice because I was able to really just take some time and focus on songwriting. So that was fantastic. And yeah, to have 11 songs in French, I'm really proud of it. Like you said, anyone who is interested in French music, I think will get a kick out of the album. It's kind of got something for everyone. There's a bit of jazzy sounds on there. There's some more folky ones and some more sort of pop rock ones. And I guess it's all the thing that unites it is maybe a bit of a retro feel because I really like the classic sounds of like the 60s and 70s. So there's a bit of a retro vibe on the record. And even people who don't speak French, I think, can really get into the groove and the vibe of some of the songs. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the record turned out.
So what's on next for you? What is your summer looking like?
Yeah, I've got a few really great shows coming up. First of all, for the Newfoundland and Labrador Folk Festival, which is July 10th to 12th, I believe. So that weekend in July. So I'll be playing we're doing a Francophone night at the Ship Pub in St. John's, which is our very famous music venue. And then after that, I'm going to be playing with my band at the Francophone tent at the folk festival. So we're kind of the program at the Francophone Health. Apart from that, I've got at Harborside Park in St. John. So it's a City of St. John's show. So I've got a few shows in July, and then after that, I'm going to take a bit of a break in August before getting ready for some really cool stuff coming up in the fall for me. I'm going to just found out that I'm going to be going to the Yukon for the Contact West event for the Francophone Presenters Association in Western Canada. So super cool. I just found out about that. Really excited for that. And then finally in November, I will be doing a tour that Radar is booked. I don't know if you know what Radarts. It's kind of the Francophone Association of Presenters for Atlantic Canada. So they're the ones who organize Les Francofêtes en Acadie, which is the big sort of French music conference in Dieppe every year. So it's going to be me and an Acadian artist whose name is Maude Saunier from Moncton, fantastic artist that we're going to be doing I think it's 6 concerts tour of New Brunswick and then one show in St. John's. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up.
Right. So we've been playing some of your videos on East Coast Hour as well, and one of the ones that we're going to play today is a video that we've shared a couple of times, but now people have had a chance to hear from you. We're going to feature Babette today on East Coast Hour. Talk to us about Babette.
Yeah, Babette it's kind of like my hit up to now because it was not the first song that I did in French, but the first one that kind of was got a nice bit of airplay. So it's my first recording of it was in 2019. I did a re-recording of it for this album with a different feel to it, which I'm really happy with. But yeah, at that point, I sent it off to Radio Canada, and they just loved it. So I'm lucky enough to have had a lot of airplay with that song on Radio Canada over the past few years. And Babette it's kind of a song about a guy who falls in love like a little too easily with kind of anyone who might come along.
Adrian, thank you so much. Glad we took the time to be able to get together and chat about your tour that you just had, your what's planned for you in the upcoming over the summer months. We're going to share some of your music right now. So thank you so much for joining us here today.
It was really my pleasure, Chuck. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're going to continue on now with a video from Adrian House. It is Babette here on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Babette, tu es mignonne, vraie coquette. Je pense que je t'aime peut-être. Je pourrais être ta marionnette. Oh oui. Chouchou. Tu as l'air sage comme un hibou. Je me sens toujours comme un fou quand tu me mets sur les genoux. Dis-moi, 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 dis-moi si je suis tante. Suis-moi, 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 suis-moi. Je suis fantastique. Je joue dans la musique. Chérie, avec ta face de pissenlit, je ne sentirai jamais l'ennui. Et mène-moi au paradis. Oh oui. Ba-da-da-ba, ba-da-da, boogie round. Terry Campbell, Greg Bruce, Carol Espotter, Frank Missouri, Ryan Kennedy, Michael Kifta, Amy Collier Holmes, Colleen Power, woo! All right, ready? Dis-moi, 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 dis-moi si je suis tante. Suis-moi, 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 suis-moi. Je suis fantastique. Je joue de la musique. Monsieur, t'as l'air un peu dépardieu. Il y a du soleil dans tes cheveux. Pourrais-tu m'embrasser un peu? Oh oui. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Let's go! Merci tout le monde, merci, c'est trop gentil.
Hey, it's John Mullane dropping in here to tell you I'm excited and stoked to be part of this cool new music video show. And this is an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
You told me we were finished and that you found somebody new. I wonder how your love for me had died. I know that I shouldn't love you, but when I look into your eyes, I know that I'm not ready to say goodbye. So I'll blame it on the rain, I'll blame it on the clouds up in the sky, I'll blame it on the cold winter's day, I'll blame it on the starless night, I'll blame it on the universe. If you only knew that I could blame it on anything, but I can't blame you. I think of you each night and day and what we could have had. How can you just throw it all away? You don't really deserve my love, but I just can't control it. I wanna blame you, but my heart won't feel that way. So I'll blame it on the rain, I'll blame it on the clouds up in the sky, I'll blame it on the cold winter's day, I'll blame it on the starless night, I'll blame it on the universe. Oh, if you only knew that I could blame it on anything, but I can't blame you. It doesn't matter to my heart that you don't want me. I can't let this feeling pass me by, and I don't wanna walk away from you forever. So I'll tell myself it's all a lie, and I'll blame it on the rain, I'll blame it on the clouds up in the sky, I'll blame it on the cold winter's day, I'll blame it on the starless night, I'll blame it on the universe. Oh, and if you only knew that I could blame it on anything, but I can't blame you. Yeah, I'll blame it on the rain, I'll blame it on the long, lonely nights, I'll blame it on your friend next door, I'll blame it on the starless night, I'll blame it on the internet. Oh, and if you only knew that I could blame it on anything, but I can't blame you. Yeah, I can blame it on anything, but I can't blame you.
That was Amy Grant with Blame It on the Rain on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Amy is from Liverpool here in Nova Scotia. In addition to her solo career, she's also part of her family's band called It's All Relative. She's performing at the Privateer Days in Liverpool on June 29th, and she'll be at Summerfest at the Hank Snow Museum in Liverpool on July 5th. You can visit her website, amygmusic.com. Well, I just recently had the pleasure of being at a taping at the Old Round Barn in Old Barns, Nova Scotia. It was part of the Bell One Fibre Op TV specials that are coming up with musical performers. They're going to be aired in December, but I was there for a couple of the shows. I got to see Old Man Ludica and mentioned previously Garrett Mason. Both very talented. As Old Man Ludica in his storytelling, he's funny, he's hilarious, and he's very talented, both on the guitar, the banjo, and through his music and his singing. Garrett Mason, unbelievable guitar player. Watching his hands, you just get mesmerized as he's playing the guitar. Unbelievable talent in both of those men. If you have Bell, keep an eye out in December for Bell One Fiber Op TV with 4 different musical performances that are coming up, 2 of which I know are both Old Man Lutica and Garrett Mason. Here's some other upcoming events that are taking place. Our Father's Fools, an Antigonish-based band, they've released their first single, Canada Strong.
And we say, hey, hey, we're from Canada. We say sorry, even when it's not our fault. But don't you worry, when push it comes to shove, we'll be standing proud and strong. The winter can be frigid, so the chill inside your bones. I hope you got a loved one for to cozy up at home. For the wind would leave you shivering, with a mist and with a storm. But the nation's hearts are warm. We say, hey, we're from Canada. We say sorry, even when it's not our fault. But don't you worry, when push it comes to shove, we'll be standing straight and tall. And we say, hey, we're from Canada. We say sorry, even when it's not our fault. But don't you worry, when push it comes to shove, we'll be standing proud and strong.
Canada Strong is available on all streaming platforms. You can catch them also at these upcoming shows. They're going to be at the Coldstream Clear Distillery in Antigonish. They're going to be there on June 21st as well. They're also going to be back there on August the 15th. They'll be taking part in the Truro Civic Square midday music event. That's happening in Truro, Nova Scotia. That's coming up on July 18th. And they'll be at the Guysborough Waterfront in Guysborough on July 19th, so you can check them out. The Red Farm Field Trip is happening on August 3rd in Sydney River. The doors will open up at 6 and the show begins at 8 p.m. Featuring some great artists like Sloan, Bahamas, Gordy Sampson, and Dylan Guthrow. You can get your tickets at redfarmfieldtrip.com. Canada Day event is happening in CBRM in Cape Breton. It's happening, obviously on July 1st for Canada Day. It's celebrating women in Canadian music and arts. Serena Ryder is going to be there performing along with Hearts of Kin. Some great talent is all lined up for the day. It's taking place at Open Hearth Park in Sydney. There's going to be some live music, some fireworks. There's a family zone, a songwriter's picnic, main stage events. It's free admission and it runs from 4 until 10 p.m. Get more information by going to cbrmcanadaday.ca. The George Street Association is thrilled to announce the official dates for the 40th annual George Street Festival. It's taking place from July 31st to August 6th in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Now celebrating an incredible 40 years, this iconic summer festival has become a staple of Newfoundland culture. It transforms the downtown of St. John's into a week-long celebration of music, energy, and community. And this year's milestone event promises to be the biggest and most memorable in festival history. The George Street Association and its partners are hard at work trying to finalize the exciting lineup featuring a mix of local legends and international performers. With full details coming up, keep an eye on their website at georgestreetlive.ca. Next week, as I said earlier, I'll be joined by Steve McIntyre to run through the lineup for StanFest 2025. Be sure to come back next week and hear some exciting events that are coming up. Let's continue on now with a video that I shot while I was over in St. John's, Newfoundland for the ECMAs. I went down to Shamrock City on George Street and got to see a live show with Tyler Humber. Tyler was a very talented young gentleman, and I shot this video for you. Here is Tyler Humber on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
And no place where the sun don't shine. People come from far just to stand in a line and see a lot of ice hiding beneath the fog. Folks there nurse, but you can't understand them. Ask me for a cup of tea, they'll do that and then someone will try to sing you this song. And they'll say, who met you, how you get on, did you come from away? Do you know about the time when you came in? Did you have a hat? Stay away till don't you right and then met you. You can't stay inside, that's right, Mozzie, let's go line. My friend, we sure have a time out here on this island of mine. You haul yourself out of bed at 6 a.m. You'll be told there's a day's work in by then, but it's cool because you don't want to be in no way. If you like that bitch you're gonna love, take the black horse down to the jockey club, follow that blue star to the nearest bar. We'll find someone we don't know, and we'll say, little bitch, how you getting on? Did you come from away? Do you know about the time when you came in? Did you have a night? Stay weird till the clocks we right, little bitch. We can't stay in silence, right minds are young, so let's go line. My friend, we sure have a time out here on this island of mine. Have you eaten yet? Let's go for a scarf. We got jigs, fish, towns, and a stick of bologna. You can take a plate for the road. Too bad you gotta go, I really wish you could stay, but I got a birthday to remember today. Gotta kiss this car and that home off. The next thing that you know, you'll be safe and in the chair. How you getting on? Did you come from away? Didn't know about the time when you came in. Did you have a hat? Stay with till the country rap in nature. We can't stay in silence, right minds are young, so let's go line. My friend, we sure have a time out here on this island. And we say, little picture, how you getting on? Did you come from away? Did you know about the time when you came in? Did you ever that? Stay weird till the country rap in the picture. We can't stay in silence, right minds are young, let's go line. My friend, we sure have a time out here on this island of mine. Everybody wrote this time last year. Thanks very much.
I'm Tara Spencer, and this is East Coast Hour, shining a light on homegrown talent. And here's Chuck.
I didn't do it. I didn't do what I should have done. You know I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but I wish I did it now. I didn't tell you, I didn't show you, I didn't love you like I should have loved you. I didn't tell you what you mean to me. So all I can do is miss you now. I should have said I love you every time I got the chance. Or when the music played, I should have asked you to dance. I should have held you close when you had a bad day. And I should have done everything I could to make it okay. But I didn't do it. I didn't do what I should have done. You know I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but I wish I did it now. I didn't tell you, I didn't show you, I didn't love you like I should have loved you. I didn't tell you what you mean to me. So all I can do is miss you now. I should have kissed you more often for no reason, and let everyone know my love for you was no secret. I should have held your hand when we went for a walk. I should have listened more closely when you talked. But I didn't do it. I didn't do what I should have done. You know I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but I wish I did it now. I didn't tell you, I didn't show you, I didn't love you like I should have loved you. I didn't tell you what you mean to me. So all I can do, yeah, all I can do is miss realized what we had meant so much more than just having fun. But I didn't do it. I didn't do what I should have done. You know I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But I wish I did it now. I didn't tell you, I didn't show you, I didn't love you like I should have loved you. I didn't tell you what you mean to me. So all I can do is miss you now. Miss you now.
That was Scott Ruse with Miss You Now on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. That was the latest music video from Scott. He grew up in Hantsport, Nova Scotia. Now, your viewer's pick of the week. All week long, you've been voting for the video that you would like to see appear on this week's episode of East Coast Hour. You placed your votes, you found the link, and you voted. A large number of votes came through for this week. And here it is, this week's viewer's pick of the week. It's Them Barons and Jimmy Legs on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
This is our last song for the set. We're gonna have a little break, have a little brew, come down and have a chat. Everybody can talk to Luke. Maybe we can meet some of Luke's friends. All that stuff. Take us for a little break, Nick.
That was Them Barons and Jimmy Legs on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. That was this week's Viewer's Pick of the Week. Thank you so much for voting. and for choosing that video. Now you can vote for next week's Viewer's Pick of the Week. All you need to do is choose from one of these 3 music videos. You can go down to the description section below, or you can go to my own personal or the East Coast Hour Facebook pages, and you can find the link there to vote as well. You vote all week long, and we'll wrap it up and select next week's Viewer's Pick that you want to see on next week's episode. Well, that's a wrap for episode number 12. Remember to cast your vote for the Viewer's Pick. Remember also to share your music videos. You can send them to me at eastcoasthour@gmail.com. You can also send your suggestions or ideas for upcoming shows. I'd love to hear from you, including your events that are coming up. Again, email me, eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Have yourself a great week. Be good and kind and nice. Do something extra special for someone. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and those who fill that fatherly role. Let's continue right along now with the Trues. Here's a brand new music video from them. Don't Get Lost in the Dark on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Close to what you've known. No turning back time, it's not like going back home. This is trouble like we've never known. You've been solid as a mountain in northern true. You are the family stone. If I was standing in your shoes, you'd tell me I'm not alone. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Keep a secret ember burning always in your heart. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Find a guiding light of a fading star. Don't get lost in the dark. Here comes the hard time, here comes the real shit. The wolf is at your door. You can't call Jesus Christ, but you can't call on me. You can't take much more. Just don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Keep a secret ember burning always in your heart. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Find a guiding light of a fading star. Don't get lost in the dark. Oh, if you can trust me to play the part, I'll be the light for us. So you don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Keep a secret ember burning always in your heart. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Find a guiding light of a fading star. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Keep a secret ember burning always in your heart. Don't get lost in the dark. Don't get lost in the dark. Find a guiding light of a fading star. Don't get lost in the dark.